His neurological function is completely intact. He is able to breathe with a breathing tube. He can physically hold hands with his family, and he's even able to communicate with writing.
Did he get this?
The first question he wrote was, "Did we win?" And the medical staff responded with,
"Oh my goodness!
You won the game of life."
Hello everybody, welcome back again to my amazing space on the internet. It's again Cynthia and I'm here with
Michelle.
You guys definitely love Michelle's reaction and I keep bringing her. Okay.
Back again.
Alright guys, so in today's video we're going to be looking at the scariest day in the NFL history. This particular video was actually sent to me by a friend of mine. He is a fan of, all these types of sports and he's been feeding me with suggestions to look into. So, I really don't know what this one is about, but what do you think it's about? Before we get right into the video, what do you think it's about?
I feel like somebody died. Somebody that used to be really good. I feel like the person died. The person died in the middle of the game.
Oosh.
Or something. Just goes to show how, scary this sport. This sport is crazy. Football is different from soccer. That's what people need to understand.
Okay, so football is that one that they use.
I think the one they used to throw hands. I'm not sure which country exactly calls it that way. I think the Americans.
Yeah.
Yes, but the sport is a dangerous sport. People actually get concussed. People break bones.
Legs,
people,
spines.
yes, a lot of
How
things.
dangerous is that sport?
It is quite dangerous. You could literally die from playing it. That's why there's an age where you start and there's an age where you have to stop. If not, you will collapse.
Well, I think boxing, let's not even go there. I think this video is about something tragic. Could be death, could be somebody's spine breaking. I mean, it could be anything bad, right? So yes, beautiful people, without further ado, let's just get right into this video.
Do you remember standing up after you make that tackle?
News tonight on Buffalo Bills player Damar Hamlin, who millions watched collapse during Monday Night Football.
That's something I don't really want to get too deep into in the details of.
January 2nd, 2023. Two of the NFL's best teams squaring off with much more at stake than just primetime coverage. The Buffalo Bills against the Cincinnati Bengals. The outcome of this game will alter the entire playoff landscape and path to Super Bowl 57. What's at stake? The #1 seed in the AFC. The only team to receive a first-round bye and hold home field advantage for the entire postseason. And it won't be easy, as both teams haven't lost in nearly 2 months. They've met each other at the perfect time, Week 17 on Monday night.
Imagine not losing for 2 months straight.
You are just winning.
Right away, it looks like the shootout everyone was hoping for. The Bengals attack first, trucking down the field in less than 3 minutes for a Tyler Boyd touchdown. But Buffalo quickly responds with a 25-yard field goal from Tyler Bass. The energy in the stadium is so intense you can't even hear yourself think. Then it happens. The scariest moment in NFL history. With just over 6 minutes left in the first quarter, the Bengals have the ball. On the second play of the drive, Joe Burrow passes to T. Higgins and lowers his shoulder, hoping to gain a few extra yards. Damar Hamlin makes the tackle, and as you can see, everything appears normal. Hamlin returns to his feet, adjusts his helmet, then collapses on the spot.
Now another Bills player is down.
Whistles are blown and gameplay is immediately stopped. Within 10 seconds of this moment, athletic trainers and medical professionals swarm the field. Emergency CPR is conducted for 10 minutes as an ambulance arrives soon after. Damar is down on the field for nearly 20 minutes. Both teams surrounded in shock, while his family runs down to the field to be by his side. The stadium that was uncontrollably loud just moments ago is now completely silent. Damar receives oxygen from the first responders, is loaded into the ambulance with his mother, and transported directly to the University of Cincinnati Medical Center, 4 miles away. The ambulance leaves the stadium at exactly 9:25 p.m., 30 minutes after he initially collapsed on the field. You see a cluttered TV broadcast, then hear this from Joe Buck.
They've been given 5 minutes to quote-unquote get ready to go back to playing. That's the word we get from the league,
Get
and the
ready
word we
to
get
go
from
back
down on the field, but nobody's moving.
As you can see, teammates remain seated, hug each other, and shed tears for their
Sorry, how
Because
insensitive
yes.
is this whole
Sports,
association?
right? I mean, that's how crazy it gets. That's how crazy it actually gets.
Somebody is literally rushed to ICU, and you're telling them they have 5 minutes to
There
get
is
back.
literally a possibility that person is probably dead because the person was unresponsive for 30 minutes.
And you now want the sports to continue. Don't you think it's a good reason to end the game entirely for that day?
For that day, right? Or postpone it, you know?
Oh my goodness.
teammate whose status
That's
now
crazy.
remains up in the air. During all of this, both head coaches had been discussing with officials, leading to the decision by Buffalo head coach Sean McDermott to pull his team off the field and back to the locker room. Another 30 minutes pass, and the game is officially postponed, over an hour after DeMar collapsed. Meanwhile, his status remains unknown, as the world waits for what feels like an eternity for an update. Stephon Diggs, other teammates, and Bengals head coach Zach Taylor go to visit DeMar at the medical center. But on Diggs' way in, he's stopped by an officer, nearly having to force his way in, stating, "We just had to be here for our teammate." And just outside, an additional 100 fans stand hand in hand in support.
Nice.
Then, finally, there is an announcement on DeMar's status. He had a heart attack on the field. DeMar was able to regain his heartbeat, but still remains in critical condition. But in the night following the incident, something magical happens. DeMar's charity and toy drive, the Chasing M's Foundation, receives an unthinkable amount of donations. Before the Monday night game, his foundation had $74,000 in donations. The very next morning, with the help of over 119,000 new donors, that number had reached over $3 million, and that amount has skyrocketed to over $9 million and counting. But amongst this amazing moment, nearly 3 days pass without any major updates on DeMar's health. Then, on January 5th, not only does the NFL officially cancel the Bills-Bengal game, but the world receives information about DeMar directly from the UC Medical Center. His neurological function is completely intact. He is able to breathe with a breathing tube, he can physically hold hands with his family, and he's even able to communicate with writing.
Did he get this
The first
bad?
question he wrote was, "Did we win?" And the medical staff responded with,
Oh my goodness.
"You won the game of life." But it gets even better. The next day brings another significant update and 3 powerful words from DeMar himself. His breathing tube is removed as he is able to breathe completely on his own. His neurologic function remains intact
It's a
and he is
miracle.
able to talk to his family. DeMar is even able to say his first words to his teammates in over 4 days. In a FaceTime call, he tells them simply, "Love you boys." And the next day brings the NFL's first game action since the incident. Love is shown in incomparable ways. Every single team in the league shows support during warm-ups by wearing Love for DeMar shirts, but nothing is quite as special as what the Buffalo Bills had in store. At home, in the final game of the regular season, Buffalo players walk through the tunnel repping DeMar's number 3, DeMar Hamlin shirts and hats. The Bills run out into Highmark Stadium to a packed-out crowd full of supportive fans. Multiple players carry Love for DeMar flags. The entire team graces number 3 patches, and the medical team that responded to DeMar's collapse is honored right before kickoff. But how the actual game started is even more
Yeah, you know
unreal.
that medical team,
The
yeah?
New England Patriots
That medical team really acted
They
swiftly.
did.
They really acted swiftly.
Oh my god. I'm happy that he didn't die.
Yeah,
It
because
has been
if they were
so
to
sad.
waste any
See,
little
I'm telling
seconds,
you,
I'm
look
sure
at he
he'd have
didn't
died.
even have any neurological problems. That is rare. That is serious. That must have been a miracle.
Oh my goodness.
It was a real life miracle that just happened.
Happened.
Go on, listen.
but defer, so the Bills will receive the opening kickoff. What unfolds next is something out of a movie. Let's listen in.
New England decided to defer after winning the toss. And here's Hines on the run back, breaking a tackle and taking it past midfield. And down the sideline he goes. This is storybook. An opening kickoff return for DeMar Hamlin. And this place is absolutely going wild.
But that's not even the most unforgettable moment of it all. The best part? DeMar watched all of this unfold live on TV while he was at the hospital. And when Hines ran this opening touchdown, DeMar celebrated a lot. According to the UC medical staff, he got out of his chair, jumped up and down, and nearly set off every alarm in the ICU. A truly touching moment. That energy remained the entire game, becoming a very special day for not just the players and fans, but also the most important people involved in this incident. The Bills brought home the victory 35-23. They FaceTimed DeMar just minutes following the win, And then came the gifting of the game ball.
That's really good.
A game ball was handed out not only to DeMar, but also to the man who saved his life less than 1 week ago. Danny Kellington, the Bills' assistant athletic trainer who performed emergency CPR that Monday night. He was part of the essential medical team that was able to bring immediate response to save DeMar's life and neurological function. Without them, DeMar would not have made it off the field alive. And just 1 day after this emotional regular season closer, DeMar was able to return to Buffalo due to remarkable improvements in his condition. On January 9th, exactly 1 week after the event, DeMar was discharged from the UC Medical Center and moved to the Buffalo General Medical Center. His condition had been updated from critical to good, and he was able to walk and do physical therapy. But he didn't stay there long. While at Buffalo General, they conducted cardiac, vascular, and neurological tests, and in just 1 day, DeMar was able to go home. From this point forward, he was given permission to rehab away from the hospital and with family and his teammates. And just 1 day before Buffalo's playoff opener against Miami, he was able to visit teammates, appearing to be in very high spirits. A major emotional boost for a team that had just witnessed this tragedy. He attended Buffalo's divisional matchup with Cincinnati 1 week later and made his first public speech since the incident a couple days later.
I can't tell you how appreciative I am of all the love, all the support, and everything that's just been coming in my way.
And social media is a huge reason why family, friends, and fans were able to keep up with DeMar's status and continue their ongoing support. From updates on his personal Twitter and Instagram to fan-made videos and love from major figures outside of the NFL, support came from everywhere you could possibly imagine. DeMar's strength and appreciation for others has been on clear display throughout this entire process. He thanked all the medical staff who assisted him, created merchandise with all the proceeds going to the University of Cincinnati Trauma Center, and even texted his teammate Tre'Davious White in the middle of the night to apologize for putting his team through everything that occurred since his accident. Since that Monday Night Football game on January 2nd, 2023, the world has had the opportunity to witness the scariest day in NFL history evolve into one of the biggest outpourings of love and support, not only for Damar Hamlin, but also the medical team that saved his life.
Yeah, shout out to that medical team.
Shout out to the medical
Those
team.
people, God used them to save that guy's life.
Because if they had delayed 1 second more,
he would have been gone.
Either
he would have died, or maybe there would have been
complications.
Yes, maybe he would have been able to even stand up again, or even use his limbs.
I'm just
maybe
happy.
his motor functions would have damaged.
Yeah, I'm so happy he was able to come out of the ICU very healed and happy. Like, talking from somebody that has had a loved one in the ICU and never came out, this is like a huge deal to me.
It is, yeah.
Because,
same.
I hear people
going to ICUs and
they usually don't come out, but seeing him come out, like, I'm so happy. At least
there is like there's hope. There's a light at the end of that tunnel.
Yeah,
right?
This is touching. It's really touching.
I'm so happy he actually survived.
Yes, and those people that made those donations to his charity organization, like, they're so sweet.
That was really amazing.
I know. Anyway, guys, if you leave us, we'll stay here and be talking about how amazing, how touching this whole story is. But yes, guys, with this, we've come to the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. Let us know your 2 cents in the comments. And guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing to this beautiful channel, okay? And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.